Hi, my name is Rajesh Grover. I have been an entrepreneur for a very long time. Plus, I've also worked in a lot of big corporates, and I'm here to share some of the knowledge that I have with the audience, with the viewers, when it comes to startups and entrepreneurs. So, the first question that you asked me is, what's the difference between a normal business and a startup? Let me give you an analogy how this works. Imagine a very heavy truck, stationary, and I ask you to push it. It'll take a lot more effort, a lot more time, a lot more energy to actually start it to move. Versus a truck, same heavy truck which is already moving, and if I ask you to push it to increase the speed, it's slightly easier. So normal business is something like this. The systems are in place, the processes are in place, there is less chaos. It's about increasing the speed of the truck. Whereas a startup is everything is stationary. You need to put in energy, you need to put in effort, and you need to make sure that it starts to move. And the inertia of that is actually one of the biggest challenges that any entrepreneur faces when running a startup. Normal businesses, given that fact, since they are more established, since they are more sorted in the terms of process, it does provide a very good experience to learn how things work. It gives you a perspective of how things should be once you're running a company. Whereas in startup, you need to be very, very aware of the chaos it will come. There are no fixed designations. There is nothing that is what you'll plan will actually necessarily come into action. So you need to be willing to work with ambiguity. You need to be willing to work with chaos. You need to be willing to work with uncertainty. Things may work, things may not work. You have to put odd number of hours. You need to be willing to go through a phase of frustration, impatience, things not working out, no matter how hard you are working. But this is what it takes to start that stationary truck. And once it starts moving, then it's all about to keep pushing it, to increase the speed, and get into the corporate world. So you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to have a startup. The very first thing, or the very first step for me that starts off with is you, which is where you need to be aware, or you need to be 100% sure. Are you ready to be an entrepreneur? So when I say personal traits, what do personal traits mean? Are you willing to sacrifice your time with your friends, your time with your family, to give up sleep at times, to work odd hours, to be patient, and not to get frustrated easily? All these questions seem very, very trivial in the beginning, and any budding startup or entrepreneur will say, yeah, of course I can do that. But trust me, it does not. Let me give you an example. In one of the startups which I ran in one of the emerging markets, for the first 3 months, I literally slept for 5 days in my house. I was sleeping in the office. I was working until 4 a.m. I would sleep for 3 hours. I would wake up at 7 and I would start doing business. 3 months, it was absolutely chaos. It was absolutely taxing. You don't get to see your friends. You don't get to spend much time with your family. And a lot of people get frustrated at that point of time. Are you willing to do that? If you are, then comes the second question. Do you get frustrated easily? Because running a startup is, when people when youngsters look at a big startup, and everybody wants to be a business guy. Everybody wants to own a startup, because in most cases for youngsters or for budding entrepreneurs, startup means more money, being your own boss. But a lot of this comes at a price, and that is where you have to be patient. You cannot get frustrated easily. There would be times when you would be working extremely hard, and then just the last day, before your successful presentation or the results of your product pitch, everything doesn't work out. You don't get a positive answer, and then you would feel that all the hard work I did, went to waste. Patience, big key. You will have to make a lot of sacrifices. Do not ever have a fallback option if you want to be entrepreneur. So for example, let me try running this business. If it doesn't work, I can always go and join my father's business, or I can always go back and do a job, or why don't I run my business part-time while I work somewhere else? Startups will never run like this. You cannot have a part-time successful startup. It's very, very simple, because once you get the convenience of getting a paycheck every month, you are obligated to work hard for that particular company. You might think that, okay, I'll work 5 days a week, and then 2 days on the weekend I'll totally dedicate to my company, and then let me try it for 6, 7, 8 months, and then once my product is ready, my service is ready, then I will do a small pilot launch, and then once it becomes big, I will quit my job. It never happens. It seems very good, it seems very interesting, and it's coming from a guy who tried doing this. My first startup, I tried running it part-time, and it failed miserably. It failed miserably because I was not able to give enough time, I was not able to give enough focus, because there's only so much that you can contribute, and there's only a limited amount of focus and concentration that you can give. So do not have a fallback option, because once you have a fallback option, okay, if I fail, I can go back to doing something else. But once you know that there is no fallback option, you will do anything and everything possible to make sure that you succeed. So there is no question of being a failure. You would know that if this doesn't work, I have no idea what I'll do.